Okay, yes. So I would like to start again. Thank you, Mr. Hira Fatima, for joining us. She is an astrophysicist, and most importantly, she is also a teacher of mine. And specifically, we asked her to give us a talk on astronomy for everyone. She has been involved in outreach, research, and teaching for a long time, and she is mostly interested in uh, star formation, galaxy formation. These are her research areas specifically, and also she also teaches geographical information systems as well. She is a very varied person in these terms. She also teaches GIS and astronomy. She has two areas of studies, and so I would give her, and Miss, you may continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ross, for this wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Hira Fatima. I would like to appreciate Scientia for giving me this opportunity to talk to young science communicators. And I would also like to appreciate Scientia for their science writing internship initiative. So
Thank
the topic of my today's presentation is astronomy for everyone, bringing the cosmos to all. So by now you have some idea that I do astronomy research, astronomy education, and outreach. If you are interested to know about my astronomy research, you can visit my ResearchGate and Google Scholar profile. And if you are interested to know about my astronomy education and outreach activities, then you can visit my blog. So basically, I love astronomy and I do astronomy.
Okay, Miss, sorry to interrupt. A lot of two to three interns are saying your voice is quite low. They are unable to hear, I guess. Can we do something about it?
Okay, let me speak a little louder. Am I
Yes.
audible now? Okay, thank you. So the topic of my presentation is astronomy for everyone, bringing the cosmos to all. And why did I choose this topic for my presentation? Astronomy for everyone, bringing the cosmos to all. Because being astronomy educator and being astronomy researcher, I think astronomy, communicating astronomy with public serves as a platform to highlight the scientific contributions of our researchers, to highlight scientific discoveries, and to promote scientific education, informal and formal scientific education. It's also helped us to target wider audience. If I talk as a researcher, what I see, researchers try their level best to take the knowledge of our universe to the next level. They do research, they share their research findings and research papers. And who reads these research papers? Only researchers or advanced level students. So there is always a gap between researchers and general public. So astronomy communication help us to bridge this gap between scientific astronomical community and general public. So public communication of astronomy is all about making astronomy accessible and engaging for everyone. That's why I chose this topic for my presentation. So in my presentation, I will discuss about what is astronomy, why accessibility matters, and there will be an activity related to thinking, and then we will discuss some good astronomy topics uh, to start with, writing astronomy, and then there will be an activity related to practice. So let me tell you what is astronomy. As we all know that astronomy is one of the oldest science branch of science. In astronomy, we study celestial objects like stars, clusters of stars, galaxies, cluster of galaxies, planets, exoplanets, and the universe at large. We are very much concerned about the nature and physical properties of these celestial objects, how these celestial objects form, how these celestial objects evolve and die. So this field is theoretical as well as observational. We have theories, we do observations to validate these theories, and we are also very much interested about the origin and structure of this universe and the final fate of this universe. We are very much interested to know the underlying physical laws that govern. So this is astronomy, and I know being science student, you have some idea about astronomy. So if you think you haven't learned about astronomy yet, you are new to astronomy, or you think you can't do astronomy. So let me tell you, this is what astronomy looks like in the era of interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary sciences. In astronomy, of course, we are concerned about the physical properties of astronomical objects, celestial objects. So we do need physics, and sometimes we study the atmosphere of these celestial objects, like we study the atmosphere of different planets and exoplanets. We study the composition and of different molecules in their atmosphere. So we do chemistry, and we are very much interested in search of extraterrestrial life. So we need biology and astronomy as well. And of course, it's a theoretical field as well. We have theories, we do so many calculations, so we need mathematics and astronomy. And it's also an observational field, so we need optics. We need telescopes, so we need optics. And when we do this observation, we not only look at celestial objects, we need to capture their pictures. So we need cameras, we need CCDs, charge coupled devices. So we need electronics and astronomy. And these telescopes are giving us huge amount of data every day. So we need to store this data, we need to process this data, and we need high performance computers for that. And we need different algorithms and programming languages for that. So we need computers in astronomy. And these telescopes are not only on ground, but we send these telescopes to space as well. So we need space science and astronomy. So you can see, if you are from mathematics, biology, chemistry, or physics, you can contribute to astronomy. Even if you are from a different background, you are from computer science, or you are from electronics, optics, or space science, you can contribute to astronomy. An interesting thing is that there are some cultural and societal aspects of astronomy. If you study the history of astronomy, or if you study history of any culture or civilization, you can see the significance of astronomy in their culture, in their daily life practices. Also, we can use astronomy to inspire future generations, or we can use astronomy to promote global peace. We can promote a global sense of global citizenship, that we all belong to the same sky, we observe the same sky. So this is how you can do astronomy regardless of your background. You can write about astronomy regardless of your background. So, being all that said, what is astronomy and how you are related to astronomy? The next very important point is why accessibility matters. Why there is a need to make astronomy accessible. First of all, we know that the public communication of astronomy ensures that we are targeting a wider audience, irrespective of their background, irrespective of their abilities. And by communicating astronomy with public, we can foster curiosity to explore the wonders of a universe. We can target a very diversified range of individuals. And this can help us inspire them, inspire the future generations to pursue career in space science and technology. There is also a dire need of promoting diversity and equity within scientific community to welcome diversified perspectives and contributions. As we know that the mysteries of universe are for everyone. We belong to this universe, and this universe belongs to us, as we are made of stardust. This is something very interesting. We are made of stardust. So by communicating astronomy with public, you can break down the barriers to to collective knowledge of humankind. And this unlocks the potential of new discoveries. So now you have some idea that what astronomy looks like in the era of interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary sciences. You can write about astronomy, you can write about astrochemistry, astrobiology, astrophysics, even astroarchaeology. So if you write about astronomy, you will never be out of captivating topics. So how to get started? You already use some tips for successful science communication because your internship is all about science communication. So I'm not going into detail of this. I'm skipping this slide. So I would like to tell you how to embrace the ever-expanding frontiers of knowledge and engage in interdisciplinary wonders that astronomy has to offer you. We know that astronomy is interdisciplinary field, and we know that the universe is expanding. So does the knowledge of universe. So how to get started with your astronomy public communication? So before I start giving you some tips and discuss some topics with you, I think it's time to make this journey interactive. So this is our activity one, and it's about thinking. And I have given you this task uh, before my presentation, and I hope some of you are well prepared to answer me about these three questions. If anybody likes to answer any of these questions, please you are feel free to discuss with me and others.
Okay, so I shared this question with you. I hope anyone can start.
And feel free. It's
Yes,
you can.
Reba and Gul. Okay, first Reba. I guess Reba can participate on it. Ms. Reba.
Assalamualaikum. I think my favorite phenomena would be the aurora, the lights on Earth, the green lights. I think I would like to see them in person one day because I know the universe is very vast and there are many other things, but I think aurora is one thing which is accessible.
That's great. Interesting. My dream is to spend some time under aurora. Interesting. Anyone else want
Yes,
to discuss?
Gul was raising her hand.
Well, I was going to say the same thing about aurora because I find it really fascinating and colorful. I think it's just on a specific spot of Earth due to magnetic field or something. That's what I learned about. That the light fall on that part, and the sky looks so beautiful. Other than that, I like Jupiter for some reason. The ring and that thing around Jupiter looks really fascinating to me.
Interesting. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I wanted to go. Can I?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. My favorite celestial body is Saturn. I really like the rings. It's very interesting and it's very different from the other planets and everything.
Thank you.
Okay, mine also raised her hand. I guess it's mine.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to answer the first question that I find interesting is black holes. I think I like the fact that the space is already very dark and black holes are even darker. And the space already emits a lot of gravity and black holes have more gravity. So much so that the light doesn't even escape from it. So black holes are interesting for me. More other than black hole, I like nebulas and yeah.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyone else?
Can I continue the second and third question?
Yes. Of course.
The interesting fact that I recently read was about moons of the Jupiter. Um, I think it have more moons than previously, around 93 or something. Previously, I learned that Jupiter have around 62 moons and Saturn had more moons. So this was a little interesting and shocking to me. And the impact of astronomy is, I think, it has greatly impacted our lives and as well as how the world works. And so it's the first very oldest science, and it was used in navigation, and even the calendars and clocks were made through astronomy, the knowledge of astronomy sciences. And yeah, it has impacted us, and we know the origin, our origin from Big Bang theory, and everything, how everything works. So it is through astronomy. It has greatly impacted us.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, Iman, you may talk. You have raised your hand.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My first and third answer are linked because my favorite astronomical celestial body and phenomenon is Pluto, the planet, the dwarf planet, actually, because we no longer recognize it as part of the planets that we know. And it also impacted my perspective of the universe because it's also known by a number, which is 134340. And they classified it by that number after they took away its planetary status. And excuse just because I'm a humanities student, though, it's just weird to me how we feel sad for the planet K. Pluto doesn't really care. Pluto still exists. It still goes around in its orbit. But like, I was one of the few people who felt sad. You took away its planetary status. You reduced it to a number, and how could you do that to Pluto? And when you think about it, it's just a planet. It's out there. The stars are out there. The planets are out there. They don't really care if we name them or not. They're still gonna exist. And I feel like it really reminds us of our place in the planet and what it means to be human. Okay, we always look for things to name as our social aspect. We always look for things to befriend. We hope that there's something out there, and we conduct all these numerous missions, hoping, okay, if we send out a hello, maybe one day someone will reply. And if we do this knowing, okay, this is measured in light years. By the time the message reaches it, the sender of the message might even be dead. We have no way of knowing. And an interesting space related fact that I always remember is, okay, even since its discovery, Pluto has not completed one orbit because it takes about 250 years to do that. So that's my answers to all of those.
Very interesting.
Okay. Miss Kashyap also participated from the chat box. She said her favorite celestial body is a small planet J140b, and also she talked about dying stars, also the source of gravitational waves.
Very interesting. So, very interesting answers. So let me add something. I'm also very much fascinated about auroras, and I was also very much sad about Pluto.
Uh, Miss Reba has also raised her hand. She would like to contribute, I guess,
Yes,
something.
Yes, I just wanted to add into the answers for the second and third part. So basically, the second one, which is the interesting fact, which I recently discovered, was basically the water we drink has the isotope of hydrogen deuterium. And it's discovered that deuterium was formed at the time of Big Bang, in a 1000 second of the Big Bang. So basically, the water we drink is just as old as the universe. So it's so interesting. And the third one is how it has changed my perspective. Astronomy is it's related to the stardust, which you mentioned in the beginning, that the iron in our blood and the nitrogen in our DNA, they're all from different stars and meteors. So I think it's so interesting to find these similarities of the universe within our human bodies, and it's completely amazing. It's just fascinating. So I think it's amazing to learn how astronomy can give answers and make us think to levels we cannot even normally or would see in daily lives.
interesting. Thank you, Riva. Anyone else wants to discuss something with us?
Yes, I guess in comments, Unzila also shared her opinion. She was very fascinated about space and is always growing, expanding. And astronomy, and Kashyap also said astronomy changed her perspective when she started related with religious teachings and so on. So I guess
So when I was a student of astronomy, I was very much fascinated by the fact that it takes 8 minutes to light to travel from sun to us, and there are some little things that I would like to share with you. When I was in China in 2019, I was missing my family so much, and I don't know why I took the picture of moon. I sent it to my family, and they sent me back a picture of moon, and I was like, oh, we share the same moon, even we are no matter where we are on this planet. So, and I was also very much fascinated by the fact that even when we observe same astronomical objects in different wavelengths, like optical, X-rays, gamma rays, radio waves, we mm, see different features of that same celestial object. So, so this the activity one is all about thinking, so that I can get some idea about your background and your interest. So, very interesting. Now let's move on. So now I would like to discuss some astronomy topics that you can start your astronomy writing with. So first of all, you can write about recent astronomical discoveries. You can write about mysteries of this universe. You know, some recent discoveries, uh, the most important discoveries that have revolutionized our understanding of this universe are related to dark matter and dark energy. When I was a kid, I was very much excited by the fact that the 70% of this earth is covered by water, and we know very little about the world under the water. And now it's very interesting for me that we see only 5% of this universe. Only 5% of this universe is invisible to us, and the 95% that is invisible is dark matter and dark energy. So it's very fascinating. It's very interesting. You can write about dark matter, dark energy, and you can write about the scientific evidence of these two. You can write about the origin of cosmos, and you can write about the evidence that support Big Bang theory, like CMB, cosmic microwave background. And people are very much interested about alien life. So you can write about extraterrestrial planets, extraterrestrial life. You can write about exoplanets. So the first very interesting point to start with is writing about recent astronomical discoveries. So I think this is something very interesting. Next thing that you can target is intersection of astronomy and technology. We discussed that we send telescopes in space, and there are several telescopes in space, like Hubble Space Telescope, James Webb Space Telescope, Solar Dynamic Observatory. So there are a lot of telescopes in space these days. So you can write how technology and astronomy are interlinked, because without the technology, we cannot make so many discoveries in field of astronomy. Like, we know that there are telescopes in space. This means that they are sending us data every day and night, and we have to deal with big data. So here comes in the data science, the machine learning, the artificial intelligence. So you can write how technology is helping us to advance the knowledge of astronomy. The next thing is you can write about inspiring stories in astronomy. It's very important to highlight the lives and contributions of our scientists and astronomers. And the most important thing is that when I talk to students and when I talk to general public, uh, I observed that Pakistani students and public feel they are very much disconnected with astronomy. They think that this is something that is done by international, and this is something that is not done in developing countries, that is not being done in Pakistan. So there is a dire need that you highlight the lives of astronomers, and you should highlight the astronomers from Pakistan, even if they are working in Pakistan or they are working abroad. If they are Pakistani astronomers, you should highlight their significant contributions in the field of astronomy, so that you can develop a sense that it's a global field of research and we can contribute in this field as well, and we are contributing. So whenever I do any outreach activity, when I organize any educational event, I invite astronomers who belongs to Pakistan. So the next topic you can touch is women in astronomy. It's very important not only to highlight the contribution of men in field of astronomy, but also women in field of astronomy. When I talk to general public and when I talk to students, they tell me that 12 men walked on the surface of moon. Okay, that's great. That's really great. But the thing that they don't know is that there were several unsung female researchers, scientists, astronomers, computer programmers, engineers that work day and night to make that happen. So it's a dire need to highlight the contribution of female astronomer, astrophysicists, space scientists, astronauts, and cosmonauts in the field of discoveries, astronomy, and astrophysics. And as we discussed earlier, that people are very much interested in alien life and exoplanets. So you can discuss the possibility of life on other planets of this solar system and exoplanets. Uh, I think this is very interesting for a diversified audience, regardless of their age and regardless of their background. And you can also discuss the cultural and historical perspectives on astronomy when we study different cultures and we study different civilizations. We find that we find the ancient astronomical practices, astronomical myths, cultural significance, different astronomical instruments, and stories, even tales. So it's very interesting to study the cultural and historical perspective of astronomy. Even in Pakistan, we do observe moon for starting our new month, our religious month. So you can write about the cultural and historical perspective of astronomy. Like I'm very much interested in an astronomical instrument called astrolabe. So you can write about such instruments. These instruments were also used um, uh, for celestial observations and also for navigation. And you can discuss the impact of astronomy on society and technology. We know that scientific development, these technological development help us in taking the astronomy knowledge to the next level. But there are certain technologies that we develop during the research of astronomy. Like there are few examples like GPS, global positioning system, communication system, weather forecasting. These there are several technologies that were developed during astronomical research. So this is you can write how astronomy research has impacted society and technology. You know, when many of you are, I guess, aware of International Space Station. This is the station in space, and it is the home of astronauts. And you know why astronauts spend months on International Space Station? Because they are doing research. The research that can be done only in microgravity. And the motto of ISS, International Space Station, is of the Earth for the Earth. So they are trying to do some research work for the betterment of human life on this planet. So you can write about the impact of astronomy on society and technology. And this is very, I guess, significant topic. This is very important that to address the misconceptions. There are so many misconceptions related to astronomy, related to astronomical events. I see people who are very much scared of eclipses. So there are a lot of misconceptions, and there is a dire need to address all these misconceptions and give the public the correct scientific explanation of these astronomical events. The most important, the most serious misconception is the difference between astronomy and astrology. I meet so many people, they ask me, can you please tell me about my this week, or can you please tell me about my next month or next year? Should I invest money in this thing or not? So there is a serious misconception between astronomy and astrology, and there is a dire need that we communicate uh, public the difference. That we should clarify the distinction between astronomy and astrology. That astronomy is a science and astrology is pseudoscience. And also astronomy in pop culture. This could be a great topic. When I talk to public and when I talk to students from different levels, schools and college and university, they tell me that they watch any movie or they watch a television show that inspired them. So it's very interesting that you examine the portrayal of astronomy and space science in these movies, books, television shows, and how these representations have influenced public perception